It's the Sydney Derby that we're looking forward to on my 11 Circle Fantasy Pick on ESPN Cricket for the Thunder against the Sixers. Let's build our fantasy team with Michael Hussey. Right, let's go to our pro tip first up. And Thunder and Sixers have been the best two bowling sides after 9 games this season. They've picked up 62 and 60 wickets respectively. So pack in enough bowling options for this game. Huss, do you like the like of that pro tip?
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's a good call, actually. But these two are the top 2 teams in the competition at the moment. The Sixers, they've had so many close finishes, but they just seem to find a way to get the win on the board. Carlos Brathwaite has been really good with the ball for them in the last couple of games, so keep an eye on him. Certainly for the Thunder, Dan Sams has missed the last couple of games with concussion, but he looks to be fit again, and hopefully he'll be back for the Thunder. There are some powerful batters as well, but you're right, both teams have very good bowling lineups.
All right, well, let's go to player availability. Mike Hussey's already pointed out that Daniel Sams, who did miss the last 2 games due to injury, could be out for this one. If he is back, I think he'll be a pretty safe bet for the Sydney Thunder in your fantasy team. On the My 11 Circle Fantasy app, 100 credits available for every user to build their fantasy team. 4 categories of players to choose from: batsmen, bowlers, wicket keepers, and all-rounders. Every player's individual credit value is listed on the app. You can pick a maximum of 7 players from one team in any given contest, and we'll throw in 4 substitute options for you towards the end of this video as well. Captain choice for this one's Callum Ferguson. The Sydney Thunder captain is going to be our recommended captain. He's led from the front this season, scoring 244 runs in 9 games, 3 scores over 50, and he missed playing at Canberra, where his last 3 scores were 51, 31, and 61 not out. He's also the highest run scorer at this venue with nearly 300 runs at an average of over 40. Vice captain option, Tanvir Sangha, the Big Bash season 10's most prolific spinner with 15 wickets in 9 games. He's been simply sensational in what is his first season. Like Callum Ferguson, he's also done extremely well at this ground. Picked up 7 wickets in his last 3 outings. Callum Ferguson is captain and Tanvir Sangha as a vice captain. They give you double and 1.5 times the points respectively, so pick them very carefully. We've gone for both Sydney Thunder options. Alex Hales is in our top pick since last year's Big Bash. He is the second leading run scorer with 845 runs in 26 games. Excellent strike rate. He's been an aggressor as well in the first 6. So do count on the experienced England top order bat. Josh Philippe is there as well, the ongoing Big Bash season's second leading run scorer with 273 runs in 9 innings, striking at 140. Yet to play a game at this venue, and his record in the Sydney Derby has not been particularly good, and hence he's not our captaincy option for this one, even though he has been quite regularly in the past. Daniel Christian, the veteran, 37-year-old all-rounder, he still has plenty to offer for the Sydney Sixers in the Big Bash. He's the only player to pick up 10 or more wickets as well as score 150 plus runs. So he's getting you points with bat and ball. Callum Ferguson is captain, Tanvir Sangha is vice captain, Alex Hales, Josh Philippe, and Dan Christian wrap up our top picks. Now, what do you make of that? Josh Philippe has been of high value for us in the past, but looking at his record in this fixture, he's just in our top picks, and Tanvir Sangha is vice captain. Do you like that?
I'm more interested in your pick as captain, really, Callum Ferguson. It's a good pickup that he's performed well at Manuka Oval in Canberra, and I like that stat. But in his last 2 or 3 games, he's really dropped away a little bit. I think he's got a duck in his last game in Perth. So it's an interesting pick, I would say. I like Alex Hales actually, maybe as a captaincy pick. He also likes batting at that ground in Canberra. In fact, he destroyed the Melbourne Stars a few games ago. I think he made 71 off 29 balls. So he's got good memories of playing there as well. So, interesting pick. Callum Ferguson is normally so consistent, but just lately he's just missed out a few times. Maybe he's due for a big score.
All right, well, let's go to some differential picks, shall we? And Stephen O'Keefe features here. He has featured quite regularly whenever sides have been in action. And after a brilliant start to the season, his wicket-taking form may have gone down just a bit. He's picked up only a couple of wickets in his last 4 games. Nevertheless, on a pitch that we believe will assist the spinners, O'Keefe is a pretty valuable pick. He's picked up 10 wickets already in 8 games so far this season for the Sydney Sixers. Chris Green is there as well. He's playing his 7th Big Bash season, and he's enjoying his most prolific year yet. He's picked up 12 wickets in 9 games, average of just over 20, and a pretty good record in the Sydney Derby as well. So Chris Green and Stephen O'Keefe in our differential picks. Our full team sees Sam Billings and Josh Philippe as keeper options, Callum Ferguson, Usman Khawaja, Alex Hales, and Dan Hughes, with Ferguson our recommended captain, though Mike Hussey is very tempted to go towards Alex Hales. Chris Green, Dan Christian, Carlos Brathwaite, Tanvir Sangha, and Steve O'Keefe wrap up our side. There's Lloyd Pope, James Vince, Jordan Silk, and Ben Cutting on the substitutes bench. Some alternate scenarios are swapping the spinners in Lloyd Pope and Stephen O'Keefe, depending on the 11s, and Jordan Silk could replace Dan Hughes. Do you like any of those alternate scenarios, Hassan? Any more last-minute changes you'd like to leave our viewers with?
Yeah, I'd be tempted by Lloyd Pope because the wrist spinners, they can go for a few runs, but they have this knack of picking up wickets. But the only one I'm really keen on is probably Ben Cutting. You know, he's someone that's so powerful at the back end of an innings. He's actually been in pretty good form lately, and he can also bowl some handy overs as well. The Thunder generally field him in the hot spots as well, so he's always good for a catch or two per game. So I'd be pretty keen. As much as I did like your team, I'd be pretty keen to try and find a spot for Ben Cutting in there too.
All right. Well, that's pretty much a wrap of this one. Thank you very much to Michael Assi. Do check in closer to Team News for availability, of course, and we'll be back with plenty more insight, expert opinion, analysis, etc. to help you pick your fantasy teams right through the course of the Big Bash on My 11 Circle Fantasy Pick on ESPN Cricinfo.